720 slipping right up the beach. Some dobro box knocking, feeling the breach. Hobo tries but automatically teach. It's a freaky future premonition, you know. There's a fish in the bucket, spectral vision. Damn boy, got those JoJo's drizzling and soaking in the neutrino rays. And bearded dude over here, what'd you say? Look to the left, look to the right. Which way you think I should go? Some kind of serene inside a wild show. Extra vertical, beguiled. Extra sweet, extra serene, or extra wild. Hawk-eyed man said ticky-tacky. On the paradoxically, yeah, that's exactly. Tao is the way of no way, okay. Just a whisper in your ear and she makes you know your matter, respects intelligence, understand the vibe, the good, the breaks is care. Breath warm, real. Wavy lines of curve and crossing eyes, and it's what I heard. Smitten from the bend, she's shivering, stand up on end. Shinola, keep sharing, you're confused, and why do you do me so good? Is this some kind of ruse? My heart is surrendered to the void. Made me less shy, outwardly strong, always coy, but no, tick-a-tack, tit for tat, we gotta grab the life by the scruff of the neck. Ride it out with the fire rocks and rolling down the juke joint, however much you wanna love everything to pieces with the little red hearts on the bleach unmentionables. You got to stand up on your soapbox, kid. Say your piece as long as you figure out your piece. You gotta find yourself in isolation too long, come out here in the sunshine, you out there all sunburning, dried out and cracking up, go read a book, kid. Find my piece to say, it's just a stage, it's the whole cussed thing, it's a stage. What do you do on a stage? You just sing, you dance, you laugh, you cry, you die on the soapbox. Tit for tat and on the soapbox. Tit for tat, in between you have all these cycles and circles and keep failing until one day you get it right when the things like the greed and honestly lust, they're like these fiery torches of the Olympics that hardens your flame of defeat. Misery is just humiliating when the whole thing makes it sweet. One day you bites into you like that gold solid chunk of victory and it gets scary. You pick up your phone and there's little cameras all over it and you got your TV and your cameras and your computer and your car with little cameras all over them. You got your pants, you have a little cameras, you got your shoes with your underwear, you got little cameras all over them. And I get scared too. Some of it's paranoia, but some of it I just gotta push back. Some of it's real. I wanna protest everything. You pick your battles, champ. Play it cool, play it smart. When you're waxing off on the soapbox, tit for tatting on the soapbox. On the soapbox, it's all ticky-tacky, paradoxically, Tao is the way of the no way, okay. Extra vertical, beguiled, and serene or extra wild. Son, your choice. Your choice. Pick them out. Got a whole case of them right over there in the lobby. Get yourself a free one on the way out the door. Fuck yeah. That's fun. creation. Who knows? This is all just where we're going now. It's balancing on this ricker-racker. World seems to be floating in the waters of the dark energy, and just under that's a ginormous turtle. It's balancing on the ricker-racker upon the turtle shell. Now, the turtle's standing on what you may ask, I'll tell you, on top of it's a brontosaurus whose neck has been bent over for 5 million years, eating fruit from the low branches, what's caused this last ice age of pure preposterousness of the brontosaurusness is standing on it cheerily. Normally sits on the banana split, but in a course a banana split is sitting on a completely normal place. Is a picnic table bolted down onto a top of a race car. Now, basically physics from a Newtonian calabash explanation that the slowness of the turtle balances out the speed of the race car simply by proxy is just... This all seems peculiar or odd at best, but right here is where it all ties together, because that race car is racing billions of other race cars down a funny little track inside a circulatory system. It's just pulsating inside this gigantic cyclops. Is running inside his bloodstream, and that gigantic one-eyed slacker is doing nothing but sitting on his cosmological gargantuan rug. It looks like a Indian rug, but the giant cyclops has no context. He's seeing the India as a molecular them. The whole rug is laid out, fly on top of the cloud, flying all around, no direction home is the deal. Cyclops in the rug need to find a nice home to settle down in. Land a big bowl of... That's not quite right. They landed on a light bulb peephole, just a place where everything was on the... Nothing seemed like home, and tomatoes on the cob, until one day they landed in a little Italian joint on the edge of town. It's just the giant himself. He got there and got himself some pizza. Instead of pepperonis, it was these humans. Instead of pepperonis, humans doing human-like stuff, you know, like squat thrusts and taxes and all sorts of human stuff. The giant ate the human pizza, the human DNA picked up in the race car in the bloodstream, which was released in the car's exhaust to cover the banana split, which popped its cherry on the brontosaurusness, which spun the turtle shell 15 ways since Sunday, and boom! Humans grew up on Earth, and we still tell this story to this very day. We were walking out there by the beach, me and my girl at the time, you know, and just having a good old time, you know, skipping some stones out into the lake, and we're out there. We ended up falling down and laying by each other at the beach and just soaking up the sun till we fell asleep. And this little tiny crab, like probably, doctor said it wasn't even any bigger than a flea, ended up just crawling right into my ear apparently, and just wedged itself in there like I'm some kind of giant hermit crab shell, and ended up crossing a couple wires. And ended up being the main center in the brain there that controls inhibitions. It was, library speed freak, half emotional, half logical, like Spock or pipe smoking professor, some kind of fat Buddha ghost of a Christmas present, you know, the buff naked stoner dude who's like drunken neuroscientist, but more like a hippie car designer, traveling troubadour. It was a stoned rock listening construction paranoia graduate student.
You know, like one of those fighting Irish with the Wall of Death, genius space time shoe salesman? No. Football sheriff, Walden outdoorsman, Don Quixote, ladies man, space captain, you know, punk rock Jesus, kinda depressed New Orleans fiddle Superman AI of AI Yoda Mr. Naturals, you know? It's all about, I mean, drug addiction, neurotransmitter controller, drag racing, hot rod for girls, building a Kickstarter to solar panel the world, or, you know, satellite controlled genetics, or, you know, could be the funeral festival. Fly by night, man.
We just gonna roll. Oh, Snuzzles and Titty Bean lived. In the future, in the United Against Terror Dome, told the USA under a giant dome, all open-minded people were either deported or executed. Snuzzles and Titty Bean slipped through the cracks by acting like norms, totally guns shooting in the air, racing cars, crashing them under a gruff exterior and yelling out, Harry Hammer Drunk and the Sledgehammer and the Ball Peen. These are levels of Hammer Drunk that we're talking about. Ball Peen, Hammer Drunk, the Sledgehammer Drunk, and then there's Peter Gabriel. Some kind of cactus flower too hard. They planned their escape methodically in the planet of the apes where they sneered directly in front of the faces. And meanwhile, there was all an actual slave trade happening between the Earth and some in another dimensional Earth where the monkeys were smart and the humans were innocent and dumb. And weird thing was they all just had exact doppelgangers of each other and saved up enough money to buy sex slaves that was just normal. And we broke for it, shot out the cannon and into the Bermuda Triangle and ended up landing in Tamaranzan, Africa, just outside Timbuktu, where all the outcasts went. We were out there, just started a pretty rad commune, actually. We started a new society, and we had middle of nowhere and played guitars, and we had to jump around and play in the planet of the apes. We had that song, and we were just partying all night. Skateboards in the hangar, just cheap thrills, little homemade M80s, hooch and the I just went out for a whiz in the desert, and one night, and Amelia Earhart's ghost came to me, and I was all outside taking a leak, and she led me to a buried crashed airplane, and it was a taco that changed my life. It's just the most delicious taco ever eaten. And it was just, her secret was, she said love to make the tacos. I took a bite, and she kissed my mouth full of taco. I ethereally disappeared, stood dumbfounded and drunk, stumbled back to the party. I was the life of the party the whole rest of the night. Every night just afterwards, charisma just oozing from every orifice. Just thought simple truth, and the world was just ringing in my ears. And I just, central bank all controlled the world. And I was like, story of money. Keep fear and keeping everyone poor and busy and educated and uneducated. And starting a band, and quickly the music just spread globally. And it was just straight intoxicating to the sweet chin music of a solar plexus with the goosebumps wicked over the power and the people straight orgasming the songs at the concert. I had to hide the truths. Inherently, I knew the lyrics, and the people started to wake up everywhere. We just expected the United Against Terror Dome, just long since unified in our group as terrorist extremists. We knew my fate was just headed directly into the lion's den. The shell used by the American dream, we looked directly to the unsharing of the Texas flower, they called it, and as long ago stopped bombing other countries after just to film explosions and movies, just show clips of the news and the way that could simply track everyone and trick everyone into believing that the government was still super badass. You know, they just keep all the money and they just call it government Voltron after a while, just because it's super badass. You know, just a band that they called the Crybaby Bullshits. That's what we were called, you know. We had a every halfway through the set, the crowd would just be in the boat. And we all be screams in front of the band turned into spiral optical illusions, hypnotizing anyone who looked. Luckily, we had our doppelgangers on stage acting all monkey-like with instruments, which was ridiculously entertaining to watch, and we were just playing from the room backstage. Picked up on the walkie-talkie, ticky-tacky, yelling out, and then we had the crew. Foaming, growing, acid dinosaurs and pill that grew the size of Godzilla, and every city was dome. Under the dome went to the state of emergency. Everyone was out there with the guns banging and wailing, and beverages just bowling, flying, pandemonium, and the scramble lit the dome on fire as it was melting, and the waxy landscape material dripped all over the country, and then they're gonna have Mexico pay for it, but as soon as I made it out of the cheapest shit we could find, paraffin, emulsifier, the Hearn, and it was just a detrimental story of the central bank falling, replaced by the decentralized blockchain cryptocurrency with, old snuggies, Snuzzles, and Titty Bean. They lived happily ever after. It's an old underground airplane, The Prophet. The book, I have the book. I'll tell you what it says. Have you found the Prophet yet? The quest, the saga, the hero's journey. There is no narrative, it is only experience. First method of intoxication. Back when they really figured it out, though, you know what I'm saying? These hysterical dwellers with luminous eyes and the voodoo orgy bobbing lanterns inside the ring-shaped bonfire whispers and moans from the beasts and birds, abhorred and pontificated the notion of bat-winged devils. Fluttering in morbid amusement, a nightmare and worship of death, sacrifices letting out the curdling shrieks. Ah! As a living dramatized the release of souls, an effervescent old factory of cypress woods burning and cackling against the heated throes and harrowing screams, profound spiritual ecstasy, drunk on plow, wreck of madness divine. Trek, cherub, rack, deco, cray, smurf. Decky tops, bestow, pace. Photog, glut, D6. Deer 6. Seek, bats, 8 Steve. K square, new. Edgar bombs 4. Tag mine wall C. 2 Q8s. Los drags. Tapas. Pass tone, rook. Gray, Bisek, Smurf, Matrix, Swixie. Enough swarm folk, drang. Merciful madness, he was the gridlock gambler, the whole heart of the hustle, backroom bare knuckle, the elder gods and the elderberries, the eyelids springing, the polyhedrons all hairy, it's just a protoplasmic batwing beast, just some kind of voodoo Louisiana, bulbous and scaly, shrunken on the contours of gelatinous tendrils, still hairy as a chieftain of ivy, wielding a axe with vigor and stealing hearts and raising the vixens, all hostilities raised and fixins, as star-crossed gods speaking from the gut. You behemoth, shaggy cut encroached in my cavern while my bear hibernates. Your bones lay smoldering in decadent fate, flickering forms flame and churning a maelstrom of strange. It's just back and forth in the edge of creation, oozing and deranged as the world's pivoted on a foot, on the toe, just preordained orbits and cosmic orrery. Just thought you edge up to the threshold of the void, just transversing the space to periphery. It's the great old ones ripped and flowed, gravity lost its grip. Billions and billions of epochs breathe for the saga, just a quip. I'm strong, I'm reverend, that pretty little sage in retrograde. I've done my time, eaten my bitters, given up my loves, been lost a long way from home. I understand we're all in a pot with carrots, none of us realizing we're even cooking till we're dead. My love is an alien so far out, it's unbelievable, yet I pray for her to come from the sky, just a pine for her amongst the stars. And in my kitchen, I see the shine. In the spirit in your shoes, a little split shine, working it on like a glove with the triple mustard, working overtime and just be cool. Who is this guy? This great grandpa, what does he stand for? Some kind of mission of characters, some kind of rags and comfortable gentlemen, ladies, and the seedy, rowdy gangs, and the constant flux of a self-fulfilling prophecy of seeking answers to his own ego disillusionment as a lover and a fighter, seeking anecdotal phrases of immediate comic relief to dissolve tensions, providing a friendly human being to bond with at a solid foothold in the five toes of the unseen real world of patient focus, aiming for the higher road, executing the said discipline, planning so much that it sounds as if I'm not trying to engage with people in a way that might just be kind of your own back steps. A campfire alleyway, I want to tell you all about this interesting chunk of the world I found. It's intertwined in a spark of flicker. Recognize, show the frightened human behind the mask and teach myself a lesson at the same. Just entertain, the inner relax, respecting the responsibility of my own platform, you know, just teaching the lessons of the most important school of all, the school of context. Sure, math and science and reading and writing will help you learn about their own corners of said world, but what does it all mean in context from a larger scope? I got the scope, The real bonds of the relationships, anxieties, and death.
Well, there's two kinds of seagulls out there. There's the ones that stick kind of close to the shore and kind of all circle around and there's the ones that go down the coast and just seem to fly forever. There's, call these ones the long flyers, and the other ones are just the roundabouts, you know? It's just, let me tell you about this, be honest, he was a blue-bearded switchback old man. He was from the sea. Rebuked by all these high-minded clock people who kept impregnating his favorite cowgirls. All flabbergasted, and as a hitchhiker and told to settle down and domesticate, and even though their primate thumbs had strategically taken over more and more of their cerebral cortex, you see, it's imagine if this world's a pure simulation. The Bluebeards are probably the architects. Let's listen to what they have to say. Waters arise, they speak to a man. There is wisdom in the waters if you listen. As the Bluebeard puffs his Sherlock Gladstone and chuckles a little grin, and then throws a sly eye up at you. The waters have been watching the stars grow and collide and pop and shine in their own burning way. If you think you're so important, then because you can't understand my own words, and I got news for you, Sonny Jim, and you too, baby darling. If you self-righteous sonny boy booze, and if you got your knuckle inside the water's game, you're not even more than a knuckle. It's just this queer zone of warming icebreakers to moving liquid and the planet-wide sun and shells. Water is the lifeblood of this ever-loving space pod. Is just a blue dot out there amongst the billions. If the water studies the stars, then she reflecting upon the stars, and she shimmers in the starlight, and water right there, she's all shimmering. And she's drawn to that starlight, that sun. The sun is a star, by the way. Fishing trees and reaching to the sky, and humans blasting off rockets in outer space. It's just all just stepping stones for the water to reach its true love, the stars. It's just even
and so the water she will evaporate in the light as the vessels. I mean, son, there's just the long flyers, and then there's just the roundabouts, you know? It's just two types of stalls out there.